So in 1965, in October, Pluto and Uranus were together in Virgo. October of 1965. They stayed from 60 to 69. Very powerful planets. Look what happened during the 60s. As they were forming, look what happened, 1963, November 22nd. Our president gets shot as a total trauma to the American psyche. As they formed, LBJ, the Virgo, is in office. Medicare, Medicaid, student rights, voting rights, black rights. All these great things happened through the Virgo-ness of LBJ. So they were in a mild sign of Virgo, but they're explosive planets. Now, I have thousands of clients with this in their chart. Anybody born from 60 to 69 has this. Uranus, Pluto, Uranus, Pluto, Uranus, Pluto. They've all got it. So here's the thing. Uranus is explosive and it wants to change dramatically. What are you guys doing wearing long hair? Pluto is very explosive, bringing in nuclear threats, bringing in great changes to the earth, bringing in great social changes, the sexual revolution, but they were in the sign of Virgo. And Virgo is very tame. Let's take it easy. Let's not make a rush out of this, etc. So all these people who've just turned 42 have now, they were born with Uranus and Pluto here. Now Uranus is over here. So you got Uranus opposite Uranus. So what's happened to them the last 10 years is they're all coming to me saying one thing. What have I been behaving for? For what? What did it get me? And that's really true. Now, it got them a lot, but what it didn't get them is it didn't give them individual expression like the Pluto and Leo promised. Pluto and Leo was stick your tongue out for everybody. Remember Mick Jagger? Every garage band in the world followed Mick Jagger or Steppenwolf, and they wanted to do their thing. The Pluto and Virgo is what became the yuppie generation because they became more conservative. So anyhow, here's the amazing part. Now, all these years later, 43 years later, Pluto has gone from Virgo, it's now up here in Capricorn, right in this area. Pluto will be here for till 2023. It's been there for 5 years. We've written a lot about it on our page that's called Letters, Newsletters. We've written a lot about it. We wrote in Sven's wonderful magazine, Point of Light, years ago. We talked about this stuff 6 years ago, way before the 2008 collapse. And I'm going to tell you more about it. But right now, Pluto's in early Capricorn. Whose sun is right there at 0 degrees? The Federal Reserve Board. Pluto's now at 10, right on me exactly. But Uranus goes around every 84 years, 84-year cycle of Uranus. He started in Aries, he goes around. When I was born, he was down here. He's opposite at age 42, that's why you have your midlife crisis at age 42. Now Uranus has just gone into Aries in 2010. See, when you just follow 4 major planets, it's not that hard to track them like it seems to you now. But Uranus entered a new zodiac in May of 2010. It entered a new zodiac. Boom! The Mediterranean Spring. All these countries wanted their freedom. The Arabian Spring. Where do you think it comes from? One day. Oh, let's do it today. It comes from the archetypal shift down below. Well, we just feel it. We've had it up to here, and you just saw across the board. You're seeing the women revolting in Pakistan and Afghanistan. They're taking off their burqas and they're sacrificing them. Their lives for freedom, and they're standing up. And so we see revolution everywhere. And the problem is that there's good revolution and there's bad. And the bad revolution is when I say, it's all your fault. It's what you've been doing all along. It's the Republicans' fault. It's the Democrats' fault. It's the damn liberals. We got to get saner. But when a revolution starts, you have to be a little more Virgo and a little more looking at yourself honestly. Perhaps let me check my part in this. So here's the neat story. Put the Uranus and Pluto on the back burner for a minute. When you have a birth of something, such as, I start a new job in the middle of August. 90 days later, the sun will be here, making a right angle, 1/4 of the year. When a planet gets to its opening square, that's when you have your trial. You ever hear 90-day probation? We'll see how you do, kid, then we'll hire you. Okay? How about Saturn, 28 years around? It opening squares at 7. Do you ever hear the 7-year itch in a marriage? So Uranus is 21, 42, 63, 84. So what happens to you at 21? What the hell, I don't want to listen to anybody anymore. I'm going to college, give me a car. It's when you liberate yourself. That's what Uranus does. So when the opening square happens is when you have your liberation. 42, am I young anymore? Do I look thin? I'm going to go Route 66 with my buddies on motorcycles, right? 63, you have it again. 84 is when you're done. Pope John Paul II left on the day his Uranus had returned exactly back. He was ready. He was ready. He was done. He didn't like dragging his body around anymore. You could see it in him. Ram Dass is getting near 84 and expect him to go rather soon. David Hawkins just left on his 84th birthday. Approximately, he left us with this final book called Letting Go. So when a conjunction of planets happens, two planets, they make a promise. And in 1965 of October, Uranus and Pluto were together. And 43 years later, Pluto's here and Uranus is here, and they're squaring each other for the first time in 43 years. What's on the block? They're trying to screw you out of your votes. They're trying to get your Social Security. They're trying to get your don't take my Medicare. All these things that happened for the good under LBJ are being tested now. And you're seeing a lot of the tests go sour, but you're also seeing a lot of people fighting back now. That's the power and the blessing that we received from you wonderful Pluto and Sagittarius, who gave us, don't glow too much, who gave us the wonderful internet. Right? Okay. So that's why that trial is going on now. And Uranus and Pluto are going back and forth, I guess, for 2 more years. They're going to hit 7 times. They've hit twice already. On my website, I have a list of all 7 dates. The next date they're hitting, I think, is April or May. And when they hit, that's why these guys, I'm going to be nice, that's why we have in the Congress. They're just fighting. No matter what progress, they're going to bring them down. And this guy's going up, or that one's going down. Well, you're going down, I'm down with you. It's just a crazy fight. And what does Uranus and Pluto represent? Pluto is your plutocracy. It's your big money people that control the world. And Uranus is the voice of the people. You're not taking all our money. Heck with this 2% of yours. We want ours. So you got this great, big, huge fight between these massive archetypes. You ever have in the family where things get so bad that someone says to somebody, look, this is so bad, we're just going to have to destroy it and start over. That's Pluto. That's what I've been writing my heart out about for 6 years in all my newsletters. Okay? Starting with his wonderful magazine. Uranus is the voice of, pardon our dirt while we make a better Paneras for you. And you're in there eating and it's a hassle. But when you're done, everything's much bigger, more parking, it's a better place. So put the two together But what Uranus and Pluto are really saying is, well, let's check you guys out. How good was your promise in 1965? Yeah, you're trying to make old ladies wait for 8 hours to vote in Florida? This ain't working.